Hello and welcome to another exciting Breakfast with Unity. We're going to be doing a radial speedometer today, and it's going to be awesome because we're going to be using a feature of Unity that am I broadcasting to myself? I am. Luckily, I was scratching my beard really loudly. So, we're creating a radial speedometer. This is something that you needed to use a shader and some trickiness to do in the past on Unity, but I just found out this morning that Unity's new UI system has a feature built in to make this super easy. So this is going to be awesome. So the feature that we have, I'm going to create it. Okay, we're already on it. You've seen this good. I'm going to save this scene though. We're going to call this Radial Speedometer. We're going to throw it into our Radial Speedometer folder that I did before the show. I don't know why I didn't make the level before the show. Doesn't matter. So we're going to create a UI image. And actually, does this work on the raw images? I don't care. It doesn't matter. And we just need to give us a source image here. For whatever reason, it doesn't work if you don't give it a sprite as a source. You can't just do it on the white square. Not that the white square would be particularly interesting or useful, but I just want to make that note. The menu doesn't even appear. There's a very special little menu that shows up here when we put something in here. So I'm just going to search the project for sprite, and we'll see if we can find something. Sprites, that sounds promising. What's in here? This is from Sample Assets. Yeah, we'll just do Prototype Blue. I'm just going to do this right now. We will actually make something more fancy for this. I just want to show the concept first. So if you put this in here, you get this image type. And we've used simple and sliced before. Simple is just shows the image. Sliced allows us to do scaling, which we used for our UI thing, and you have to set the borders in the imports. But there's also filled, and filled has an option called Radial 360. There's horizontal, vertical, 90, 80, 180, and 360. And the 360 just does what exactly you would want for a radial speedometer. This is awesome. You could also use the 181. This is if you want to set up your speedometer slightly differently. So this is if you have like a 180 degree hump speedometer, or even a stylized speedometer that goes like in a curve, trying to imitate the acceleration curve. You could do that with this. 90 degrees, similar concept, except for comes out here. You can change which direction they come in from. It's pretty awesome. I was very excited. And the horizontal and vertical are super simple, but they also could be useful for filling up fancier bars. We can change which origin it comes from. It's all very customizable and awesome. So we're going to switch to what we're going to be using, which is Radial 360. And let's quickly do some art. I'm going to use Pixelmator. Most art packages have the features that I'm going to be showing. If you have any questions, please email me pushypixels@pushypixels.com, and I'll try and show you how to do them in other programs if we need. I just really like this one, and I've gotten used to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a radial. I already did it here, but I'm going to do it again. So let's say we don't have it. I just am going to do a red. No, that's not red. That's white. A red. This morning I'm mixing up my red and my white. And actually, red to green. I'm going to have it green be the higher. You might want to do opposite of this. I'm going to do it this way. And I hate this brown stuff in the middle, so we're just going to put another thing in the middle and make it yellow. So the transition will look a little bit smoother. There we go. That looks good. And now we're going to, if we choose angle here, we can get one of these old school radial gradients. And I'm just going to, I'm just going to put this at 128 by 128 and just drag down. And there we go. So this is the base of our image. Now I'm just going to take a selection tool, just a circle select, and select the whole thing. We're going to invert the selection, delete the outsides, invert the selection again. I'm going to go in and refine selection. This may be called something different. You might want to find shrink or feather as the option. We're going to adjust it to what looks good. Let's go 40 pixels. That looks pretty good. And delete the center. There we go. Now we have our source image for a radial dial like speedometer thing. So let's save this. And I'm just going to save it as a PNG. We're going to put it on desktop, and I'm going to call it, what am I going to call it? I'm going to call it Radial Speedometer. And I'll just leave that open just in case we need to make tweaks. We're going to go ahead and grab the Radial Speedometer, put it into our folder here, Radial Speedometer, and we're going to set the import so that it is a sprite. I'm going to go ahead and make the units the same as its size. If you're doing a 2D game and you already have a scale, use that scale. This I'm just doing because it'll make it so that one unit makes it the full resolution. And we're going to go into our image and change it to this radial speedometer. And so now if we do the filling, it should look awesome. And it does. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? Super easy. Before you had to have a whole separate shader for that, and you had to learn about lookup tables and stuff. And it's good stuff to learn. I'm not saying to not learn it. I'm just saying that like this is awesome to have built in because everyone needs it. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people need it. You can do circular loading bars, different things, cool stuff. So now we need to have something to actually test the speed on. So I'm going to go ahead and create a plane. Create 3D object plane. We're going to put this at like 0, 0, 0. We're going to make it a lot bigger. And actually, I'm going to use one of those prototyping materials. What do we have? Let's do prototype black grid. This is all from the standard assets thing, and maybe it'll be cool to get some black smooth. What does that look like? Doesn't really look like it has a bunch. Here, let's try checker. There, that's useful enough. Let's actually, green grid sounded, no, it's not as exciting as I thought. Yeah, let's just do this. Checker. And I'm going to make it so at least we can see we're moving. And we're going to make this thing a lot bigger. Let's make it 100 by 100 so we have a lot of space to work with. And then let's make this tile a lot more too so that we have better sense of where we're going. It's going to look like alias hell probably down here, but it'll work. Let's create a light, directional light, and then the other thing we're going to grab from our, this is the sample assets beta. You can download this package. We already have it in this download, so if you download it, it's already in there. We're going to just grab our prototyping. What is it called? No, not prototyping. Sample scenes, characters. It's a car. Where is it? Vehicles. There we go. Car. Let's put the car in here, and we're just going to grab the prefab, car. Oh, they have a car GUI. I wonder how that looks. I don't care. So if I hit play right now, do we get the ability to play? All right, cool. We have a car and it drives around. Let's just really quickly throw our main camera on the car and adjust it so that we like the angle about a bit. So let's make it a little bit higher and maybe angle it down just slightly. Whoops, that's not down. And yeah, let's pull it back just a little bit. So now if we hit play and drive, we have a car driving around. Cool. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to create a new script. Create C# script. And we're going to say, well, actually, how do these cars work? They do have a rigid body, and they are a real thing. So, yeah, we're going to use the rigid body. So we're going to, what is this feature called? It's called fill mount. All right. UI fill based on velocity. So UI fill based on velocity. That's what we're going to be doing. And don't know why I didn't name it right. UI fill based on velocity. And we're going to have a couple variables. Public float min velocity equals 0.0f is going to be the default for that one. Public float max velocity equals, I'm going to go 10.0f as the default. We're going to have to tweak these. And we're what are we going to do? Oh yeah, we need a reference. So public rigid body object to clock. Clock is probably jargon. It's what people use for determining speed by using a device of some kind. But I'm going to keep it because I use jargon all the time. That's a bad excuse, but whatever. Object to measure. Fine. You pulled my leg. So, void start. What are we going to do? We don't need anything to start. We need just stuff in update. So, what we're going to need is... Oh, we are going to need something to start. So, we're going to need a private... private variable to store our image. And so that means we're going to need using Unity engine .ui. We need this. I'm going to go ahead and put this up with the Unity engine defined. Doesn't really matter, but I'm doing that. So private, what is it called? Image. Image equals. Well, it doesn't equal anything. So is image what we think it is? Image dot. Okay, yeah, I think so. Canvas. Yeah, this is looking good. So we're going to do private image. We're going to image equals get component in children. Actually, just get component image. So this will get the thing from. We're going to attach the script to the actual UI element, and then measure the object separately. So we've got that. We're going to go into update now. And what we're going to do is image.fill amount, there we go, equals. So we're going to do object to measure dot velocity dot magnitude. And then what's this magnitude going to be doing? Divided by, oh wait, I'm not going to have a mid velocity, we're just going to get rid of this. Divided by max velocity. And that might be it. This may be the whole thing right here. So save it. I could eat my words too, but we'll find out. UI fill based on velocity. We're going to put that on our image. And we're going to put object to measure is going to be our car. And if we hit play... Alright. Looks like it's working. Shows the backwards velocity too, which is fine. But we could change that too if we wanted to, but I'm going to leave that for right now. So let's actually put this where we want it on the screen. I want to anchor it to the lower right-hand corner, and we'll just zero out the positions here. I'm going to, in the editor at least, make it 100% so that we can see where it's at. And I'm just going to position it 256, no. Negative 256, no. Negative 1, no. I have no idea what these units are in. Negative 50, 50. Let's bring it in a little bit further. There we go. Got a speedometer. And we also need to tweak the max speed, so I'm going to hit play, and we're going to go. And so right now, if we change the max velocity to, say, 100, and we go one frame, there we go. So that's too far, so let's do 50, go one frame, and let's do 40 and go one frame. That's pretty good. I'm going to go 35 though. Go one more frame. Yeah, let's go with that, 35. So 35, and then we hit play, and I'm going to drive. You can tell very quickly that this car accelerates linearly, which is not very realistic, but you know, it's there. Alright, we have speeds higher than that, so maybe we should go ahead and support speeds higher than that, although maybe this thing doesn't really have much of a stopping point. Wow, this car can cruise. I like it. So if you wanted to make it so that it doesn't go up when you're going backwards, public bool disallow backwards equals false. What we're going to do is if disallow backwards Alright, so what I'm going to do is if disallow backwards, I might get this wrong, or object to measure dot velocity. So we're going to do velocity. We're going to need a vector dot product here. We're going to determine whether it's pointed towards the z direction, which I think the car is set up properly, right, for that. Yeah, it has proper z direction. So what we're going to do is we're going to do vector 3 dot dot. We're going to dot the object to measure dot velocity and the object to measure dot transform dot forward. So this will basically say if the direction of it is forward, we do this, or if we say disallow backwards, we do it anyway. And what that means is if we set disallow backwards, if not disallow backwards, I called it disallow. All right, so save. So hopefully this will work. So if we hit play right now, it should work exactly the same way as we did before. We have an unexpected symbol. I missed something somewhere. Oh yeah, we don't have our closing brace for that. Save, play. Nope, one more. Operator or cannot be used. Oh yeah, we have to actually make a comparison here. Is greater than 0.0f. Dot product returns a float value, and so a float value isn't very useful in an if statement by itself. So here we go. So right now I didn't change anything, so it should still show backwards movement. So since it's doing that, we're going to go into image. We're going to go to inspector. We're going to disallow backwards, and hopefully. All right, it doesn't do the problem. Now the only problem with this is it doesn't actually change the fill amount to 0. So we're going to make sure that this is else fill amount equals 0.0f, and so now it shouldn't get stuck on the screen when we're not moving at the beginning, or if we manage to move backwards incredibly quickly. So it doesn't go, and go forwards, and it's all good. There you go. Radial speedometer. Save scene. Okay. Oh, that's nice that they have that. That's cool. I didn't know that they did those things. Alright, I'm going to apply that, and yeah. So, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you had a good time. I know I did. If you have any questions, please email me, pushypixels@pushypixels.com. You can also tweet me at Drakfire, that's DRAKFYRE. Please donate to the show, patreon.com/cookingwithunity. Really appreciate your support. Things are a little bit bleak right now, so it would be, in this holiday season, if you guys can spare $1, really would appreciate it. Thank you very much, and you guys have a great one, and I'll see you tonight for more Fight Go Right.